The Ricky Pearsall situation went from a very, very scary situation to a feel good story in less than 24 hours. It's honestly been a remarkable situation. And yesterday we got to hear from Kyle Shanahan for the first time, kind of talk about some of the details behind everything that went into it. And today we got to hear from John Lynch regarding the details of everything that went into it. And not only did we get some of the details, but John Lynch went on KMBR and he said Ricky Pearsall will absolutely play this season. Unbelievable. He goes in depth into more about Ricky trying to get out on the field against the Jets and many other different details of the situation. And, I think we're getting to that point where we've now understand all the stories and information. This will, I think, probably be one of our last ones, obviously, in the lead up until we see him against come out on the field against the Jets and when he suits up and all those different types of things. But, you know, I do think it's important that we contextualize the entire situation before we move on. So take a listen to John Lynch kind of provide the last little bit of details regarding this entire situation right here.
And we haven't even talked to you since Ricky Pearsall. And I mean, my gosh, John, we're coming up on 1 week. It's a mind-blowing turn of events. And we've all gone through the emotions from the Saturday trauma to the Sunday comeback to the Monday appearance in the field. I mean, the weight room, pardon me. And then yesterday on the field. I mean, there's been just this incredible week. If you could take us through your week and where we're at right now with Ricky and his chance to even, I hate to even ask such a callous question, but even to play football this year.
Yeah, so a lot to unpack there, and in the midst of all that other thing, I think this is the one thing that probably to our entire team, we've been in the midst of some very public contract disputes, and trying to figure those things out. Well, what brings more perspective than someone fighting for their life, and that's exactly what Ricky was doing. A young man went down for an autograph signing on Saturday, and then went down to Union Square to get some luggage, and at some point was approached and tried to rob Ricky, and whatever ensued, and I just know I was sitting home. We had our team party at the Shanahan's house, and I get a call from Austin Moss, our director of player affairs, saying, hey, John, hold on, we got a serious issue going on. Ricky Pearsall's been shot. And I as you can imagine how you take that call, it's not a fun one to get. And, within minutes, I'm on the phone with Austin. I'm on the phone with Ricky's girlfriend, and we're trying to figure out what's gone on, how it's gone on. And I've got team security coming to my house, picking me up and taking me down to San Francisco General. And, fortunately on the way down, he was shot in the chest. They have him headed to San Francisco General. Things are we're just trying to get updates. And, about 10 minutes before I got there, look, we think he's stable and he's doing well. But again, you want to see it, you want to believe it. And so it was a whirlwind of emotions. It was Kyle and I talking okay, we got this huge team party, where we're obviously going to cancel it. But then, getting down to the hospital, and it looks like things are a lot better than we might have anticipated. And seeing Ricky, and, quickly the only thing he said is, Mr. Lynch, I was ready to come to that party, and what are we doing with that? Well, Ricky, we'll deal with that. No, that party needs to happen. And so that kind of was the deal. And just a gathering of support that, I said it the other day, the San Francisco Police Department was just tremendous, the way they took care of Ricky, the way they took care of the situation. The people at San Francisco General, the doctors, the nurses, just phenomenal. The police had that hospital on lockdown and just handled things incredibly well. I was incredibly proud of our staff. You get in these moments of crisis, how are you going to handle things? And we work hard to have action plans. You don't have an action plan for something like this. We try to, and we will going forward. But man, the way our our security to Austin Moss and his team, Mike Anderson and Dan Corey, our director of security, Corey Rush, who's sitting right here by me right now. But like the way they handled everything was just phenomenal. And the best thing is that Ricky's doing well and has a good prognosis. You asked the question, can he play this year? Absolutely, he's going to play this year, and we're going to give him the time to do it when it's right for him, and that's physically, mentally, emotionally. But I can tell you he's doing really well.
Yeah, and what's remarkable is that we saw Ricky at the facilities yesterday. So, John, talk to us about what it means that Ricky's back with his teammates and also his comments to Kyle that he wants to play in Week 1.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he said within a minute when I got to the hospital and, was when can I play? And it was, to me, it was to the surgeon. And, I think we had to quickly kind of take in this whole situation. And remember, Ricky has come off a couple injuries during training camp and the off season. And so we had to make a quick decision. And we just felt like talking to all the experts that the best thing for Ricky would be to take a little bit of time to get physically right, but then also the trauma, that part. And so we put him on the NFI list, which dictates that he's got to be out for at least 4 games, and then we'll take it from there. We're going to take it slow, but I will tell you, he continues to amaze me with how well he's doing. I think people saw some video yesterday of him out here twirling the ball around, and 3 days ago that wasn't it. He was really, holding that thing like it was immobile, the right side of his body, and so he's coming incredibly quick and really miraculous outcome for something that was as scary as it was.
Incredible, and thanks for sharing all those details. It really is illuminating and brings the 49ers family kind of together here. John Lynch, of course, on the Yuma guest line. And John, of course, then you get to the point where you start talking about the mental part, the emotional part. This is a delicate thing to talk about. It's a big thing in sports now. Mental health. The Giants have these T-shirts they wear that say like, something about mental health is a form of strength or something like that. But they're open about it. Is my point. The other part is Clyde Edwards-Helaire is famously sitting out for the Chiefs, saying he has PTSD from an incident involving a gun years ago. So I guess I'm just asking for everybody out there who has mental health concerns and issues, even in their own lives. Is that a part of you guys' recovery plan with him, is to, talk about things that people didn't used to talk about?
Absolutely. And that will, those things are made available to all our players. Again, the York family gives us every resource. So we have clinicians and counselors, and if we don't in a specific area, we'll go secure those for our guys. But that's going to be a personal thing for Ricky, how much he wants to do, when he wants to do it, all that kind of stuff. I think the greatest thing, though, is that this football family, and we take a lot of pride in that. We become a family. He has his own nuclear family, but he has an extended family here. And so just being here and understanding that he doesn't want to have to retell this story over and over and over again, but we can just be here for when he does want to share things. And he's got a giant family here, and I think it gives him a lot of comfort to be here around his teammate. And then the other side, he loves football. He loves being around football, and he can't wait to get back. He understands we did what we had to do, what we thought was best for him and for the team in the transactional move that we made. But that was all in the spirit of when we drafted Ricky Pearsall, we were incredibly excited about that. But that was a long-term play, and so. We remain as excited, and we just want to get him well. And now we focus on the Jets in Week 1, and we got a lot going on aside from a Monday Night Football game against a great team. We're inducting Frank Gore into our Ring of Fame, and man, if anyone deserves it, it's Frank. And we love Frank. I think you guys had him on this morning, and he's a legend around here, and he earned that. And so there's a lot of exciting things going on this week, but most importantly, we got a big game against the Jets.
Again, man, just everything about this situation is turning into just an amazing story. Obviously, how it happened is terrible, but what has come of it, I think, has been pretty positive, and I just really appreciate seeing all the support that 49ers fans have shown Ricky throughout this time period. It's been really nice to see. I know our fan base is a passionate one. We can be tough sometimes, especially when it comes to injuries for certain players. But what I do appreciate about the fan base is how they've rallied around Ricky, how they've rallied around the team, and it's awesome to see. Obviously, when things get tough, you want to have your family around you, and hey, we had our 49ers family around us, so I just want to commend all of you for your response, how you've handled this, and I think it reflects pretty classy amongst the entire fan base. So just really appreciative of all the details of, obviously being able to see Ricky at practice yesterday. John Lynch kind of talked about how just like 2 days ago, he couldn't really move his arm, and now he's walking around throwing a football. It's a remarkable situation. I was talking about it on live yesterday. I was like, could could you imagine you getting shot in the chest and you show up to work 48 hours later? Because that's what this is, man. Like, I get it, it's a game. We romanticize it quite a bit, as everyone does. But when you're in the grind, when you're in, the day out of it, it's a job. It's work. So that's what he's doing. He was back at work within 48 hours of getting shot. It's just a remarkable situation. Again, all the details of like how he got shot, where he got shot underneath his tattoo. That's a praying. It's a crazy one, man. It's a crazy, crazy miracle, is what I keep calling it. And I'm just happy for Ricky, happy for his family, happy for the 49ers organization that this turned out to be something that, could have been tragic, and it wasn't. So, very excited that we get to move on from this very shortly, in the sense of we're going to see Ricky on the field soon. And that's, I think, what's really exciting, because we haven't seen Ricky. So he missed all of preseason. We're going to be able to get to see him, hopefully, week 5 against the Cardinals. And that is a home game. So I think that's going to be quite the electric atmosphere, just like the atmosphere is going to be on Monday. So really excited for it all. But let me know what you guys think about what John Lynch had to say about Ricky Pearsall. Let me know what you guys think about the whole situation in general in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.